up, y'all? Welcome to the Dope Life Podcast, the dopest podcast ever. And I'm, of course, your host, Coach AJ, Dope Life Coach, the dopest life coach ever. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you never miss another episode. And if you could be oh so wonderful and dope and leave us a rating and review so that our podcast can reach more and more people just like yourself that are trying to live and love a dope life. But as always, before we get right into it, let's just take 3 deep cleansing breaths to center us for today's episode. So we're going to start in by if you are comfortable, please. If you are driving, do not close your eyes. But if you could also practice the deep breathing exercise with us, we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouths. In through our nose, out through our mouth. In through our nose, out through our mouth. Okay. All right, y'all. So today we're diving into decluttering and many benefits of decluttering our environment, specifically our living environment or even office, wherever we have the most of our stuff. I want to paint a little bit of a picture for you. You just finished decluttering your home, and for some reason you feel ease. And you know why that could possibly be? Because your stress levels are now reduced. So let's go ahead and let's get right into it. All right, so there's quite a few benefits of decluttering our home, or our, let's say, our office as well. I'm sure that we've all done that before. But one of the biggest benefits is reducing of our stress, our overall space. So if you have so many things around you, it's kind of hard to feel comfortable. It's kind of hard to feel like as if like you feel like you've set yourself up, right? Like for success. And when you find that you've kind of gotten rid of some things, you're like, wow, this feels a lot better. So it not only improves your stress, but it also improves the overall mental health. Because sometimes we buy stuff that we really don't even need, or we receive too many items that we don't even need or want, right? And if you're one person, like, or even a family, how much stuff do we really, really need, right? Another aspect of that in terms of benefits is our financial benefits. So if you have something you no longer need it, you could sell it for cash. Another option is you could just donate it. That's another option as well to different organizations, non-for-profits, shelters. There's so many places that you could actually just give it away and someone else could find really, really good use for that. Also, if you are selling, like I've heard stories on Facebook Marketplace, like be very careful when you're selling. Bring someone with you when you are selling the product. Um, but that's also a very great way to declutter, get rid, take care of your mental health, but also get some cash in between. Now let's talk about decluttering. Like, how can you do it? So I'm going to give you a little bit of a picture of a personal picture for myself. I had so much stuff in my apartment. I didn't feel like I needed all these things. So I kind of looked at it and I have this rule. Shout out to my sister-in-law. If you haven't used it within a year, there's a good chance you're not going to use it. And when she said that to me, I'm like, oh wow, that's true. I went home and I found stuff. It was primarily with clothes. But I went home and I found stuff. I'm like, I haven't used this in a year. I haven't thought about using it. Am I going to use it in a year? Probably not. But can someone else find use? Absolutely. So, especially around like the colder months, I will find if I have, oh, like, I don't know why, I have an abundance of toques and gloves that I give away now to like my nephews. They're about to get a few. Family members like, hey, do you want to throw out that scarf? Here's a new one because I get them for holiday gifts as well. And yeah, I have some that I haven't even touched that are brand new. So like you can even donate them. Someone else can find good use for them. So the first thing you want to do, like when you're thinking of decluttering, is set a goal. What is your goal? What is your purpose? Like what areas do you want to clean and why? For example, you may think of your closet, living room, bathroom, um, bedroom. There may be something that your office, like I said, your kitchen, maybe a certain area that you just want to organize. So that's the first thing you want to do. Figure out what your goals are. And then you also want to think about what you need. That's step 2. What do you need? Do you need a garbage bag, a box, cleaning supplies? So here's the thing that I learned. If it's been sitting there for a long time, you always collected dust. So you got to clean it off and you got to clean the area off where it was, right? Because you haven't touched it for a certain amount of time. And this is a good way for you to like get down and start cleaning certain areas that you've probably been neglecting, or you just, we have all different spots that we're like, it's been sitting there. We don't even think about it. So like, think about what supplies you would need. Um, And the third one, I think this one helps me a ton, particularly because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and sometimes I have a very big brain, like I want to do all of this all at once. Start small, man. Like start small as possible. Um, make manageable steps for yourself to go through it. If you want to do the whole kitchen, do one cupboard or one drawer at a time. You know what I mean? Like don't try to like if especially if you have a lot of cupboards, like just do one at a time. Do your closet, one box or one Rubbermaid container at a time, however it is. Start off small and then work your way up. And it also, I want to say also by starting off small, you don't got to do everything in a day. You don't have to complete the complete decluttering task all in one day. As much as that feels great, give yourself like a couple days if you need, especially if it's a big task, because like that's why starting small won't allow you to be overwhelmed. Okay, so step four, this kind of go back to what I was talking about in terms of donating to organizations. I think it's very important that you figure out who you want to donate it to. There's some organizations will actually come to your house, um, like the Diabetes Fund. If you live in the GTA area here in Toronto, they will come to your home and pick up if you have anything. You just have to set it up, put it outside your door. I think you have to mark it with a D, and they'll just come and grab it between a certain amount of time. If not, if you have a vehicle and you're cool with just dropping it off, there's certain, I think it's Value Village, that you could drop it off, which is what I did, and they'll set it aside for that as well, which I think is pretty cool. And also, like when you're going through the like creating a donation and trash type of pile, um, you want to kind of also see if there's anything you want to keep because you could be going through something and I'm like, oh man, I've been looking for that. Like you've been legit looking for it, not just kind of like looking for it, but you've been legit looking for it, and you may not want to throw that away. So be very honest with yourself into what you truly need, what you love, what you want to give away, and what you're willing to donate and what you're willing to keep. Step five is again going back to organizing and cleaning up. So like after you figure out, okay, I don't want this, you decluttered, like sincerely grab bucket, pine sol, whatever you need, and like thoroughly clean the area and organize it properly so that it's not as decluttered all over again, so that you can maintain it being as organized as possible. And six, maintain it. Okay, so now that you've cleaned it out, you've decluttered it, you've donated what you need to donate, which is six and seven kind of works together. It's donate and sell, and also like maintain it. This part is so crucial. It's kind of like what they call like aftercare, right? You want to make sure that you keep it looking that way for a while. You want to make sure that it doesn't get decluttered all over again. Because I know all of us have that one drawer in our house that we just throw a whole bunch of crap in. We know that one drawer, and we all say that we don't, but we do. There's that one drawer in our home that we're like, yeah, that's just the everything drawer. You just find everything in it. There's batteries, there's pens, there's like that one notepad from that realtor that dropped it off at your house that you know damn well you're never gonna work with. Like the reason why I know this is because like my parents have one of them, and I strive to not do it. I don't have one, but I do have a bin that is exactly like it. So like I do understand like the have like that type of drawer, but also like you don't want to go through it and it's a headache, but it's good to go through it from time to time to kind of like regularly keep up with it. So for recap, that we went over today's episode and we talked about decluttering and the importance of decluttering and also, why and what steps are that we are going to take to declutter if needed to set clear goals of what it is that you're trying to do, what supplies we need. Um, don't try to start off big. Start off small as you possibly can. Another step was number four was keep pile, donate, and throw out. Um, After you do all of that, cleaning it and organizing it, maintaining it, and donating and sell whatever you no longer require or need, right? Like, because as I said, you could go through a certain closet, certain drawer, certain bin, like, wow, I've been looking for that, and keep it. It's fine, but you don't need to keep all of it, right? And I want to say thank you again for joining another Dope Life podcast episode. Go ahead and share this with your friends because, decluttering is always necessary and good. It's good for not only for our overall environment that we live in, but it's also good for mental health. And it's also good for our stress, right? Or helps reduce our stress. And if you can, go ahead and share this episode and tag me in it at Dope Life Coach _ in Instagram story. I would greatly appreciate that. And thank you so much for tuning in another episode and joining us. And as always, walk with peace and love.